All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm looking at my camera because I feel like I'm not looking at the right spot. And it's like, good morning, good morning. It is officially Wednesday. It's officially hump day, and we made it. I made it. I made it. And I have my microphone on. I click the button. It turns red when you click it, which is something I should continue to look at to make sure of. And yes, it's Wednesday. It's an amazing day. So I want to say welcome to everybody who is here. We had some people here before the show even started, and things have been so busy. I haven't had a chance to, be out in the pre-stream just chatting it up with the people that get here early. But I appreciate you guys being here, and I always love the dialogue that happens before the show even starts. Sort of like a pre-party, right? So, without further ado, let's get right into the show. My name is Sincerely George, and I am the host of the XRP Community Update. I love this show. I love the people that show up here, and I love doing it because it's a great opportunity to talk about all the great stuff that's going on in our community. Sometimes some drama, We've got Libra out there, we've got Tron out there, and there are people in those communities that do some interesting and amazing things. But when we can focus in on the great things that are happening in our community, it makes me happy, 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 happy. So we're going to trade it up a little bit, and we're going to start with who is in the chat, because I was a little bit amazed by who got here second. Yes, we had Silhouette Park Farms here first. So definitely, Adam, make sure that you say hello to Nettie for me. I'm not sure how to spell her name, so definitely let me know that. Then we had Danny Torres. Holy cow, is this woman up early drinking coffee? Oh no, I don't know. I don't have my coffee. My life is horrible without my coffee. It's not really, because I got Danny Torres. Yes, Danny Torres, one of the great artists in our community. I don't know if you guys have ever gone out to her site, Danny Torres Art, but she has amazing art about XRP, and one of her paintings will be gifted during the award ceremony. And I was actually in a discussion because I go out and I see what's going on, and I saw that people are buying tickets for the XRP Community Choice Awards so that they can win her art. And every time I see a ticket where somebody is, hoping to win that piece of art, I have to buy a ticket because I want to win that piece of art. There are no stipulations of the fact that I am not allowed to win art in that. And so as a bulk ticket purchaser, I plan on winning that art and hopefully many other great things. So, let's get right into what's going on. I want to get started here with this post by Bubba Shipes that talks about Sifu being the donor that put the XRP Community Fund over the 20,000 XRP mark. It's the kind of dedication to expand the ecosystem that will ensure Ripple, XRP, and all cryptocurrencies have a fighting chance at succeeding. And that honestly is the truth, right? As we invest in our own community fund, we are furthering the advancement of an understanding of how digital assets work, what we can do, and just really growing the capabilities that exist within this space. Yes, I want developers to come and work on the XRP ledger, but by having more developers working in this space, each one is going to create their own little biz little thing that's going to make it easier for them to do their work. And 9 times out of 10, they share that on GitHub because they get street cred for it. And that street cred leads to further enhancements that happen. And, in today's day and age, the reason you're able to build a website really quickly using WordPress, or, build out a website that does something sort of like Craig DeWitt built out, where he's like, hey, buy music, the only new piece of that website was really the cryptocurrency element, the how to work with the ledger part, because all of the other pieces already exist. You can go and pull different libraries from GitHub because other developers have already invested their time and energy in building that out. That is the most amazing part of open source software. And I'm really having a difficult time with the fact that I don't have my coffee. So, I really want to commend everybody that's contributed to the XRP Community Fund, the raising that we're doing. I think it's going to stand to show developers that this is the blockchain distributed ledger technology that they should be working on, because there's an opportunity for recognition, an opportunity for fundraising from Spring, that there's a large community of people working together, and that it's very collaborative, and there's support coming from the general community, and there's companies and corporations that can use their software, and there's future job opportunities. And though some of those things exist in other digital asset spaces, but We want to make this the best place to actually have digital assets. So I want to grab my coffee. It's been a long morning. Give me 30 seconds. All right, so I feel like I've already rambled on about this, but I'm really excited about what we're doing. And every day I'm talking more and more with people about what's going on. So before I move on, because we've passed the 20,000 XRP mark, we are actually giving away 25 limited edition Goop paintings, right? And it's going to be of David Schwartz. So for a chance to win one of those, definitely buy your ticket. So let's move on. Oh, and one more thing about this. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Baba Shapes is getting a tattoo for this XRP that Crypto Sifu has donated. So I wish I could talk about the ongoing chat that I'm hearing about, but it sounds pretty funny. This tattoo should be pretty funny. So we'll see if it's going to be available for prime time. But thank you very much, Baba Shapes, and thank you very much, Sifu, for your donation. And yeah, let's move on. All right, so a little bit on the funny note this morning. I've already taken up a lot of time talking, rambling. I'm a rambling woman. But I've taken up a little bit of time, but we have a very important task that we as a community need to do. The Bull Run Wonka has asked us to blow up Rand's post with XRP tweets. And Rand's post is there any way to block XRP comments on every post? Asking for a friend. And this came out yesterday, and it has been hilarious. This is a super long post that just is XRP post, XRP post, XRP post. So congratulations and thank you to everybody who has answered the call to go and blow up this to help Rand better understand XRP. Fact of the matter is that he spoke about XRP as a way to get, a little bit more adoption for his show last year. And I believe it was Michael Arrington that sort of called him out on that, like, hey, you did this so that you could get some interest in what you're working on. But I'm not sure if he has, if he's in the shadows, hasn't seen the light in a little while. So definitely climb in and help him out there. Coming over to what is going on in our community, and I'm reading a tweet from Bob Rass from Coinfield. He also is, overseeing what we have going on in Sologenic. And I quote here, last Friday, I've done a great interview with Seeking Alpha. They've asked many questions about real Sologenic, Coinfield, Ripple, and why XRP Ledger. I suggest everyone read that when it comes out this week. Seeking Alpha is the world's largest investment community. And that is really the truth. When you have more traditional investors that are looking for information, let's just go there. I know I don't like to do this, but I think this is key to what we're going to be talking about in a second, right? So Seeking Alpha is a site that really goes a lot deeper into what we have going on in the traditional marketplace. You have trending news, you have what's going on with, daily watch shows. I do not spend an extensive amount of time out here, but I do know the importance of this site. So who is advertising on this site should also help you understand the importance of it. You have E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, and Charles Schwab is the third one, right? And so those are the type of advertisements that you have out here. So you know that it is 100%. Here we go with a Fidelity one, another Fidelity ad. So I hope this helps you understand the importance of Seeking Alpha, where they sit in the space. And it is referenced by a high number of people that are in the space. Another investment organization, Vanguard ETFs, right? So this is a site where they're really looking at investments. What are the opportunities that we have for investing, and what are emerging trends that investors should be interested in? And so this tweet by Bob Ross, speaking about the fact that he did an interview with them and that it should be coming out next week, is of high importance. We don't have a link for it yet, but I want to bring that to your attention, especially as I flip over here to Seeking Alpha and the fact that they had an executive interview with Ashish Birla, Ripple SVP of product. And I think this is a really good article. It's very long, right? So there's a lot of information covered here. And so I don't want to steal the thunder. I know I would get half of it wrong. So I'm just going to share the link to that. But this is a great article. And again, for all the reasons that I just mentioned in regards to Seeking Alpha. Oh, and I see that they are tracking me. So Creative Cloud, Spectrum, Interesting. But, you know, Seeking Alpha, this article is one that you probably want to go out and read. And yeah, I think it is very valuable, a better understanding of Ashish Burla and what the vision is. But moving on, and this is just speaking to the importance, what I'm trying to bring your attention to is the importance of Seeking Alpha. It is a base that other people base things off. Here we have a daily HODL report that talks about the article that was written on Seeking Alpha. Now, I know we have a lot of this cross-pollination between different sites, but you know, what they've taken the key pieces that really make sense to them and pulled them out here. And so I'm just going to quote here: in a new interview at Seeking Alpha, Ripple's Senior Vice President of Product, Ashish Burla, says the company is pushing to create an instant real-time payments infrastructure that never fails. All right, quoting what was said in the article: despite increased attention to the space, remittance businesses still struggle to keep costs down, with the World Bank citing fees as high as 7%. RippleNet is laying the foundation for these payments with on-demand liquidity, a technology offering for financial institutions to instantly source liquidity as an increasing number of upstart payment service providers and fintechs look to prioritize digital remittance systems. ODL is actively replacing the slow, expensive, and outdated payment infrastructure that exists today to address global demand for more efficient cross-border transactions. So they continue on to say, formerly known as XRP ODL, and I'll stop there with the reading. And, you know, yesterday I was talking about this. I thought that everything, that ODL actually incorporates everything that is associated with the prior RippleNet offering, but we're hearing over and over again, it's really only about XRP. And I think that's really important because it means that we're solely talking about XRP when we're talking about this. Yes, the other capabilities exist. You know, that was what Xcurrent gave businesses, plus the ability to, you know, hoodwink their way into digital asset XRP. But XRP, you know, as we all talked about, are they using XRP? Are they going to be using XRP? Are they using XRP in their flows? The fact that ODL is, and we keep hearing, is tied to XRP, it is that solution, should give us a boon of confidence in regards to this product. So let's keep moving on. We're getting close to the time when we go back to the chat. But before we go there, I want to give a big shout out to Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb, and I've been really busy with this award show, so I'm quoting what I've heard other people say in some DMs, but Alex Cobb is really digging into what the transaction volume is on the ODL. And I quote Alex here, brah, y'all need to come into the stream. There has been multiple transfers of 100K plus XRP in the span of minutes. So sadly, I didn't make it into the stream, but this tweet that was in the end shared by Swedish Gold, you know, speaking to what's going on, we have this high volume, and so I'm going to share with you the US dollar value. So 40, and if you can see the screen, the green lines are what I'm reading out here, the second line. And so we've got $44,000, $51,000, $31,000, $52,000, $32,000. And these are transfers that are, and the first line is the XRP, right? So it says transferred 150,000 XRP. The US dollar value is $44,000. And it was sent from Bitstamp to Bitso. So this is what we're seeing in ODL, excuse me. This is what we're seeing in ODL. I actually hit the button. I went on mute and I see volume over there. Woohoo! So, you know, we're seeing XRP being used in the flows. And you guys heard my horrible Christmas tree example yesterday. Some of this volume has to be, you know, some of the amount of XRP that's out there has to be consumed and utilized in this for us to see a shortage of availability for what is needed in these XRP flows. We're seeing an increase in price in XRP. It's very gradual. This is not financial advice. I'm not going to go to a chart and start charting it for you, but we're seeing a stabilization and even an increase in the price of XRP. And I think part of that can be blamed on this plus other news that we will begin talking about. So let's go to the chat and see who's here today. So as I stated earlier, Silhouette Park Farms was first here, followed by the beautiful Danny Torres, beautiful and creative, I must say. Followed, Oh my goodness. Annette is in the house. Ow, ow. This is amazing. Wow. Hello, Annette. I'm sorry I didn't go down a step farther to figure out that you're here. This woman makes amazing cakes. Amazing cakes. She has her own channel, but she hides out on Adam Kilpatrick's channel. So, YouTube, this is a great opportunity for us to give a shout out to Park Farms. And you guys will realize that I do not know how to spell. But yes, this is the beautiful Annette right here. Isn't she amazing? And this guy tortures her by going, and if she sees a snake, he creates videos of her. So I feel very sad for her, but she is an amazing woman. And yeah, these are beautiful people. So if you're not following Silhouette Park Farms, you definitely want to follow them. And Adam, as you guys all know, is an amazing member of our community. He will be performing during the XRP Community Choice Awards, and I am super amazed by what is being shared by Adam. So it's something that you won't want to miss because he is an awesome individual. So moving on, I'm sorry to get so hung up on all these great people that come to the stream, but we've got the Crypto Camper. Good morning, Mr. Bubba Shipes. David D. Sorry, all distracted by the BTC $750 price. Had to add more XRP. No kidding, right? That was something that got me out of bed this morning. RTB Dutchy, I haven't seen you in a while, and I'm sorry that I've been out of touch. I've been very, very consumed with everything that I have going on. Jared Mins, I don't know if you've been here before, Jared, but it's a pleasure to have you here. Velvetiner Elf, always a pleasure. Gary Bruner, my pleasure to have you here as well. Who else? XRP Angel Connie, you are definitely an angel, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Bob Moneybags, Bob, I saw a tweet. I started listening to it, but one of your tweets talking about the Jim Rogan interview, I went over there. You caught my interest. You had me at hello. All right, moving on. David Butler. Who else is here this morning? Something clever. It's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. And anybody else? SPO. You also have me at hello. Some of your tweets this morning caught my attention. And I'm seeing the great Pate, you don't respond to DMs, but that's okay. I don't mind. Crypto Mike, you have a show right after this. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing in the community to help spread the word about what's going on. The Crypto Mike goes through and helps to bring us up to speed on some of the core documentation that's coming out and helps everybody get a better understanding of that. And the Digital Nomad Investor. I'm very excited to report that the Digital Nomad Investor will be doing an award giveaway at the XRP Community Choice Awards. So I'm very grateful for everybody that's here. And yeah, I can't wait until the XRP Community Choice Awards are all done. I feel like a kid who has a present for their mother and wants to give it now, but has to wait for Christmas. That's how I feel right now. Yes. So good morning XRP family. Good morning Digital Nomad Investor. Good morning SPO, XRP Angel Connie, and everyone else. So let's move on, because I see it in my very quickly made graphic that I put out. I brought up the fact that hashtag DC, hashtag FinTech Week. And this is all the rage. If you guys are wondering where Nate XRP is, he is at this event. I strongly believe that this is something that he has been rambling on about for over a month. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's in DC, not San Francisco. How much FinTech could they be talking about? Well, it seems like they're talking about a lot. And in this article, Ripple sets up shop in the United States Capitol. They need to get rid of that word right there. But Ripple is setting up an office in DC. Now, somebody asked me like, oh, they're moving to DC. And I was like, no, you don't move technologists from DC or from San Francisco to DC. That's one way to make them dumber, because they won't be surrounded by the plethora of innovative ideas. But when it comes to the legal arm and the regulatory compliance, people, the lawyers, move them to DC. They'll have more fun, better steakhouses maybe. So this move makes Ripple Labs, and it's not Ripple Labs. This person, really wrote this article really fast. This makes Ripple the first company focused on blockchain technology to have a regulatory team in Washington, D.C. The company's global head of government relations, Michelle Bond, will lead the new DC offices, which is fantastic. So they point out a tweet here from Brad Garlinghouse, just stating that Ripple is officially in DC. We're also glad to welcome Craig Phillips to the board and honored to join Blockchain Association. So the Blockchain Association, if my memory serves me right, was formed around 9 months ago, 10 months ago. And it was formed by a bunch of different blockchain organizations. And, you know, I thought Ripple was involved at that point, but I guess they weren't. And so here is notification that they are. So just a quote here. I can't speak to what other companies are doing, but Ripple has welcomed conversations with regulators and governments from the beginning. We sat on the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Task Force, check mark, as part of the IMF FinTech Advisory Board, another massive check mark, and hosted a summit for central banks to learn about blockchain. And we continue to engage with 50 governments worldwide. And establishing an office in DC is a natural extension of that work. I think that's the truth. I used to live in Virginia. I was serving companies in DC at that point, building out software, of course. That's where I focus my energy. But it's interesting because, you know, you can almost, in my opinion, my humble opinion, you can think of DC as the capital of the world. Anybody of importance that has business to do with the United States or other organizations flow through DC. I'm not trying to like super hype it as like, oh, it's the best place in the world. I'm not even saying that because it's horrible for getting around and everything is overpriced there. It's like being in Miami. Nonetheless, if there's some business that needs to be done, you can bet your bottom dollar that people are in DC. So I'm really excited about this move to DC. And I heard this article mentioned. I was actually listening to another, I'm not even going to bring up their name because I don't want you guys to go listen to them instead of me, but I heard somebody talking about this article today and they quoted some of these big pieces. So I want to pull this out because while we in the XRP community are talking about, you know, Ripple setting up an office, I don't think we fully understand how valuable and important this is. So again, I'm going to be a talking head reading. So execs with financial sector regulatory background. Phillips joins Ripple from the United States Treasury Department, where he served as counselor to the secretary and worked with the Executive Order 13772, a presidential executive order that establishes a series of standards designed to manage regulatory actions that impact the financial sector, as well as intends to advance economic growth. At Ripple, Phillips will advise on strategic regulatory opportunities. Now, I can't quote when the executive order came out, but Ripple was noted as somebody who had advised on this executive order. Then a lot of different organizations were involved with that, but you know, the fact that Phillips worked on that. Prior to Ripple, Bond served on the global head of policy at blockchain and head of global regulatory affairs and public policy at Bloomberg, and senior counselor to both the Security and Exchange Commission and U.S. Senate Banking Committee. All right, so another great person that will be in this DC office, and Michelle Bond is actually the person that will be heading up the office. She is going to be in control, so that is fantastic. Friedman worked as a senior advisor to the CFTC chairman Herth Tarbert in his previous capacity as the Treasurer's Assistant Secretary for International Markets. While at Ripple, she will serve as an international policy counselor. Ron Hammond joins Ripple as a manager of government relations, having previously served as a legislative assistant to Representative Warren Davison. So, you know, what I heard called out, all right, I'll just say it. The Modern Investor. I was listening to The Modern Investor and he talked about this article this morning and it was a great little video. But, you know, in one of the things that I think is really key is how powerful the people that we have now brought into Ripple are. I think it's really amazing the amount of people that we have coming from, you know, the public sector working for government, moving into the private sector, and they're moving to join Ripple. Like, aren't there pensions and, you know, lots of days off and all these great benefits for working for government? But they're leaving, you know, Washington and the government circles. They could go and become lobbyists and make a lot of money, but instead they're coming to Ripple. It really speaks to me of things going on, and yeah. This article, I think this is a better article for us actually to take a look at if I'm going to share a link. So this article talking about the team that will be working in DC, I think is the most valuable. So let me share that. All right. And here is a picture of Michelle Bond. For those that do not know who Michelle Bond is, she's been part of the Ripple team for a while, but she is opening up FinTech Week, opening our first panel of the day at FinTech Week, right? So I think that speaks volumes as to the notoriety that Ripple is being given in DC and their positioning. Moving on, Ripple boasts blockchain advocacy efforts in DC. Here we have CoinDesk taking not the best picture of Brad Garlinghouse and putting it out there. So is this worth it for us? That's, I think, the big question that you guys should be giving me answers on. So Stefan, it's wonderful to have you here. Stefan is a developer in our community, so he knows what's going on. Yeah, he knows what's going on. He's looking at the code and all that type of stuff. So good morning, Nate. Everybody needs dreams. I agree. Tell us how the DC FinTech Week is going. Have you met anybody great? Have you gotten Brad Garlinghouse's signature yet? So Stefan says, my guess is they'll be getting a lot of money from Ripple to lobby for Ripple. I agree. I think that lobbying is the main thing that happens in DC, and it drives regulation and different laws to be created. I don't know if you guys saw this last week, but there is a bill that's been presented in regards to stablecoins being viewed as investments. It made me go, huh? What? But supposedly Libra, the government is so scared of Libra that they're playing whack-a-mole and creating random bills that block craziness. So I was hoping to talk about that and I just forgot until now. I have a ticket but can't go. Oh, I'm so sad about that. Good afternoon, Stefan. Awesome to have you here. So let's keep going on, you guys. So FinTech Week, and I'm sorry to rub this in, Nate. It hurts me to rub this in knowing that you can't be there. But today you're going to have Jay Clayton, chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, talking at 1:10 to 1:40, followed by the keynote by Brad Garlinghouse. Keynote, meaning the person that everybody is coming, this is the presentation of the day. Brad Garlinghouse is doing the keynote. Wow. So you have keynote, Jay Clayton, keynote, Brad Garlinghouse. Today is going to be quite the day at this event in DC. So, but it's one event. It's an event for regulators and people that want to talk law. But on the other side of the country, we have Spring Dev and 400 hackers at the Decentralized Finance Hackathon next week during the San Francisco Blockchain Week. And I really, really, really wanted to go. You don't know how bad I wanted to go. And I ended up, practically crying myself to sleep because I can't go. I've got too much going on with this wedding thing that I got going on. But this is the time for conferences right now. Some of the biggest conferences around the globe are happening right now, and they all seem to be overlapping. So hackathon, so at the Decentralized Finance Hackathon, this is going to be happening during San Francisco Blockchain Week. There are so many great speakers there. We have, and I need to go back over here. So Warren Paul Anderson is, he works in product at Spring and Ripple. He's a co-founder of Hedgie Inc., which deals with smart contrast, and he is an early Bitcoiner. So he's been in the space for a while, and he will probably be on site for this event, providing support and teaching people or answering questions, supporting them as they build out solutions for the hackathon. So why a hackathon? And this leads back to everything that I say about developers coming together, developing things, for free. And it's not like people want to work for free, but you get inspired to do something and you're like, hey, I want to create that. Oh my goodness, I created it. Then you go out and put it on GitHub to show everybody else that you created it first. I created it first. I did it. And to enable people to get more involved in development. So if we look at what Stefan created no, it's not a WebKit, sorry. But Stefan, most of the code for the XRP ledger is written using JavaScript. So he actually created a WebSocket that enables you to use Java and to get data out. Now he shared that on GitHub. His GitHub repository is out there. It's a small piece of code, as we can talk about, right? But it requires a lot of skill to even think through it and create it. And now that we have that, you can layer on more and more and more, creating a large solution like we talked about at the very beginning. But these hackathons are really important. And so the Decentralized Finance Hackathon is a 3-day event where people don't sleep. They serve you pizza. You get all the best food at these events, right? But there's lots of pizza. So it's a 3-day event that leverages open source software and decentralized networks to transform traditional financial products into trustless and transparent solutions without intermediaries. And so the prize pool, there's up to $50,000 available in Atom, which will be based on the price at that point. And here are the lists of judges and mentors. So this is a great opportunity for you to rub shoulders with other great people in the space. And, like I said, there is an opportunity. This goes 24/7. Hackathons go 24/7. So the first day it starts at 5:30 and it doesn't end until midnight. Let's see what happens on Saturday. 9 a.m. Oh, they do want you to go home, so they aren't holding it all night, but it ends at midnight again. And let's see, is the next day 8 a.m. they have breakfast. So 8 a.m. they have breakfast, but because of the way hackathons work, you bring a sleeping bag. Sorry. For a lot of people that attend these, they bring a sleeping bag, they bring whatever they need, your toothbrush and everything, and you don't leave. You code nonstop for 3 days. They are a lot of fun. I know it sounds crazy, but this is one way to get geeky and have fun. Another interesting thing about this conference is that we have Ripple as one of the sponsors here for this event. So they are in here along with Cosmos, Terra, Ava, Agoric, Coromia, Coda, Ripple, Waves, Spring. So we have both companies, or both arms of the company there. Compound, Nervos, Oasis Labs, SquareLink, Wire, and Zabo. So all of these companies have something that they probably want developers to start working more with, and yeah, great opportunity. So if you're in the San Francisco area, go to this. If you're looking to go and stay up for 3 days, also go to this. This will be a great event, and there probably won't be live music to drive you nuts. So let's go and see what is going on over here. Most superseded by Spring4J. A website. There we go. There's my guy right there, Stefan. He is awesome. Don't pick on him, anybody, including you, AJ. No picking on and Stefan. He is awesome. So it's a WebSocket client for the XRPL in Java. Awesome. Electra Highway, awesome to have you here this morning as well. AJ, always a pleasure to see you here. You're smiling about 30 minutes late, AJ? Of course, he made it. He has a lot of work to do. XRP Wetback Mojo, awesome to have you here. Wow, can you recap the last 30 minutes for AJ? Yes, I can. So Baba Shipes is getting a tattoo, and Sifu is the one that got us to that point through his donation through the Here for XRP fund. Followed on, Seeking Alpha is actually interviewing many great people in our space. There is an article coming out in relationship to Bob Ross next week. He did the interview this week, and that'll be out there. But we have Ashish Burla, who actually was part of their executive series and highlighted this week. So that's a great article. If you go back in the chat, you will be able to find that. We then proceeded on to talk about Blockchain Week and what is going on. Not Blockchain Week, that's what I've got on the mind, but what's going on in DC, all the great stuff that's going on in DC, and the fact that Ripple seems to be everywhere. It reminds me very much of that central bank meeting where people talk about Christine Lagarde walking Brad Garlinghouse into the room of all these central bankers. That seems to be the same type of red carpet that we're getting the rollout for Ripple in DC. Brad Garlinghouse is a keynote speaker today, following Jay Clayton, keynote speakers that will be presenting after the 1 o'clock hour. In addition to that, we also have the opening of the Ripple office in DC, where we've brought in different people who have been in the regulatory space, whether it be the CFTC, the creation of the executive order for the president, et cetera, and we'll be heading up that office. I'm very proud and honored that Ripple chose a woman to be the lead of that office. I think she's going to have amazing success there, because it seems like she already has the ability to make those relationships based on, you know, her prior work at Bloomberg. So she already has a Rolodex full of great people that she can reach out to, make those connections, and get some of the doors open. So I'm excited about Michelle Bond's you know, leadership role there. Moving on, we've got an even more exciting conference going on. Forget about what's going on in FinTech in DC. That's a bunch of lawyers. We head over and we talk about what's going on in San Francisco. This is the place where unicorns are created or decide to land. And you know, there was an article actually last week, I'm going off script here, but there was an article last week that came out and lists, and it was by an organization in China, but lists Ripple as the 4th unicorn. And there were other people, but who cares? I only cared about Ripple, but that they are a unicorn organization, and a unicorn seldom seen in the world. Let's go research what that means, because I'm not sure if you guys know unicorn companies. I almost worked for a unicorn company. It's like, you should come and work for them, and I forget their name. They're yada yada yada. But a unicorn is a privately held startup company valued at over $1 billion. The term was coined in 2013 by the venture capitalist Aline Lee, choosing the mythical animal to represent the statistically rarity of such a successful venture. So when we're talking about companies that are unicorns, they have to have $1 billion valuation to begin with. And then we wrapped up with saying AJ should go to the hackathon. He could be there for 3 days wearing all of his golf gear. And so that's it. All right. On the chain live. Fantastic. I'm so happy you are here, Jeff. Is there a way to prove that it's real? In a group effort, we got to face we needed, have picked the spot where it's going. We have re-signed the photo release. Hopefully by Saturday it will be done. All right. Awesome. Can we prove that it's real? Is there that way we can prove that it's real? Yes. Bubba needs to cover the BitConnect tattoo from last time he attempted this. Totally true. So what are you guys thinking? Hey, Lionel, good morning. Thanks, Stefan, for the WebSocket. Thank you, Lionel. I am super grateful for the WebSocket. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Wietse Wind got together with some of the developers that are in the Netherlands, and Stefan was part of that picture. So it's awesome to know that developers within our space are getting together and eating good steak. That steakhouse looked amazing, and that's where the convict pictures came from too, of Wietse in jail. And I was saying that it was time for a breakout. So not a case. Learn something new. I don't know what you learned today that is new, but that is awesome. So David D, don't be evil. Don't be evil. You know, as Google says, don't be evil. Create good code. So anything else, you guys? What have you guys heard? What have all the amazing people that you talked to told you? What do you guys think about what's going on with Blockchain Week? Help me understand. So, oh goodness, you give me these great names. Lojet is the best. Lote J. All right, let's go and see if, oh, Lote J. Google Translate. Let's see what it says. Allow, go ahead. No, not that. I don't want that. Oh goodness, you're so difficult. Lodaje. I want to say this right. All right, well, I can't hear it. So never mind. Whatever, Google. So that is an application I'm not. Lodaje. Hey, that's Dutch. That's awesome. Yes, Lionel, you're right. Yes, my dear friend Stefan is Dutch. I really want to hear about you, sincerely, George. Okay, so I don't know what you want to hear about me, but I am extremely busy. I have things in the hopper which are awesome. There is somebody that I am trying to get engaged with the XRP Community Choice Awards that I think is going to be over. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so awesome if I can get them involved. But we're not talking about it because there's nothing like, dangling a carrot out there only to pull it back. But I do want to talk about all the different presenters that we have engaged. And, some of you, we want to create the best possible show. So there is a lot of work that is being done behind the scenes by some of the content creators in our space, like the Digital Nomad Investor, and Brad Kimes, Chip from the XRP Minute, and now on the chain. We have these different content creators that are real, that there was no game to step up because they were already doing creative and awesome stuff, but they have really stepped up and delivered awesomeness. SPQR, some of the stuff that they're creating for this event, along with Adam Kilpatrick, is amazing. I feel like a kid who just has this massive gift for the community and can't wait to share it with everybody. Excuse me, it has, detracted from my ability to do all the fun things that I like to do, like hang out on Twitter group chats, but it is awesome and I can't wait to have it happen. We've also raised 20,000 XRP for the XRP Community Fund, and I really did want to focus in on some of the things that we could get built, with the XRP that is out there. But needless to say, I have been a little bit too busy. I'm really excited about all the things that are going on in the community, and yeah, I have my level of admiration for this community and how I want to contribute to it has only evolved, and I look forward to having the event and then the event being done, because I'm hoping to really help our community, right, the non-developer part of our community, form a deeper connection with what's going on in the development space, because I think it's really going to help everybody better understand how amazing the Ripple and XRP solutions are. So in case you guys didn't know, and I think most of you already know this, but I found out about Bitcoin in 2012, my chicken truck experience, right? When I was living in San Francisco, I went to Bitcoin events. I was there on the ground. One of the big leads in my company, right, we were sitting there talking about the fact that he had invested $40,000 into Bitcoin and it had gone down, so he had sold. And this is 2012, 2013, so he had invested a lot of money into it. But nonetheless, I did not jump in hook, line, and sinker. It wasn't until I found out about XRP, and it's my experience building out large system development solutions that made Ripple be what it was Ripple at the time, but made XRP the investment that I wanted to get into. And I lost a lot of money just trying to figure out how do I get the money in, how do I convert it then from Coinbase, the exchange that I was using at the time, how do I get it somewhere where I can actually buy? And getting it there, and could you buy it there? No, you could just hold it there. A bunch of different challenges, and in addition to that, using Ripple's site to see where I could buy it and it not quite making sense. Like, this was all new to me, but it was XRP that drove me to make my first investment in digital assets. Yes, I had to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and learn like which one was cheaper to actually buy with. So that's where I lost money, because Bitcoin was more expensive to transfer. Bitcoin was also more expensive to buy with, etc., etc. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here, and things like this FinTech week and the decentralized finance week are important. I actually wrote a letter the other day. Actually, you asked, AJ, don't ask me to talk about myself, right? Like, I am notorious. Let me see if I can find this. So I need to take out a line, but I want to read this to you guys, because this is why I started this event, and I don't think you fully understand how important this is to me. So I just took out what I needed. So before I begin with rambling on and I'll end with this because I'm over time already. So let me ask you, do you guys want to hear this? I'm sure you do. All right. I'm sure you do, because I think it's awesome. It took me hours last night to sum this down. So before I begin rambling on regards to the event, I want to thank you for taking the time to even consider being involved with our fundraiser. Personally, I am a strong supporter of the entire crypto community because of the greater... Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. A second. I'm going to have to start again. And I am not thankful for you, my dear magic mouse. Stop. So before I begin with rambling on regarding the event, I want to thank you for taking time to even consider being involved with our fundraiser. Personally, I am a strong supporter of the entire crypto community because of the great financial freedom and opportunities that are being created for people around the globe. Nonetheless, advancement cannot be achieved without the dedicated contributions of developers, engineers, and technologists focused on delivering the multitude of bits and bytes needed to evolve the technology. The internet would not be what it is today without passionate developers sharing their creations freely to fuel and empower the innovative capabilities of other developers over and over and over again. With this knowing, I also know that cryptocurrency solutions can only evolve if projects are able to attract and retain the attention of passionate developers. While the world may marvel at the achievements of Facebook and Google, truth be told, the importance of small-time developers cannot be ignored. Today, the majority of software solutions are built using APIs, IDE patches, microservices, and a gamut of open-source plugin solutions. Because of the thousands of developers who have shared and maintained small libraries that solve a very specific solution, developers and organizations are able to construct highly functional solutions more quickly. I want more developers involved in the technology evolution of the XRP and other crypto solutions because I want to watch the world change for the better. So thank you for even considering the opportunity to be involved in our event. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, multitudes there. But that's the thing, is that we need the Googles and Facebooks and these big organizations involved, but we need the small solution like the WebSocket that was created by Stefan that enables another developer to do even more, to work more quickly and to evolve a solution. So I'm really excited. I'm excited about what I'm doing, and it's that passion for getting more developers involved, helping them realize that they're supported, and that they're supported in our community, and that this is the place and the solution that they want to build on. That's what this event is about. And if I could have my way, if I could legally raise XRP without an event, I would have done it. But we need an event. That's the only way that we can actually give away amazing prizes and aim for such a high amount of XRP raised, is to give prizes. People want to win something. So yeah, really excited about what we're doing, and really excited about the contribution that it will have, and what it'll do for developers in our space, just to be appreciated for the work that they're doing, and to know that there's love and appreciation here for what they're doing. So, is Geek hyperpoled? You're right. It is. It totally is. Bits and bytes, totally. And you spelt it right there, David. That's the best part. So yes, I think that's a great place to leave things. Lionel is sharing a tweet with me here, so let's open up Lionel's tweet, because interested in XRP current price according to Alexa, CZ Binance see a huge difference. Wow, I like that price. We've gone over the resistance point that SPO was pointing out yesterday, so this is a massive win for us. Thank you, Lionel, for sharing your tweet. You are awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is it. I am done. But it makes me really sad to leave, because I love hanging out with you guys, even though I sit here and feel like I'm talking to myself. This is a weird skill. And I see that we have had some more people jump in. We have the Phantom jump in. Let me actually open a tab, because I know of something and I'm not sure if it's happened yet, but if it has, I want to share it with you. I want to be one of the, it has happened. Oh, let me move it into position. We have a goop of Vitze Wind. This, I need to heart it right now. I knew this was coming out, but isn't it awesome? And I was actually talking to Goop, and I just want to talk really quickly about this Goop, because I think it has some hardcore relevancy. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but the XRP Tipbot address for the XRP Tipbot is actually Parrot, right? Like, that is the beginning part of it. And you can get custom or vanity URLs for your Tipbot address. I think it's $5, but yes, it's Parrot. That is what Vitsven's wallet address starts with for the Tipbot. And if you're also aware, David Schwartz has a patch over his eye in his Goop, And if you look closely at this, you'll see that and this picture used to be V-Swin's profile photo that for a very, very long time. And this is his parrot. I hope it's a parrot, but it also has an XRP patch. And in talking to Goop this morning about this painting, he was like, yes, it's like, you know, with all the stuff that V-Swin is doing and all the great innovative areas that he's involved in, and how he is offering to help other people like Sologenic if they need to understand it, and all of the communication that goes on, it's almost like he's got a bird talking into his ear, and that bird is called David Schwartz. It gave me tingles when I heard that and heard Goop talking about, you know, why the patch here, why the, you know, and the correlation between the two. So yeah, we have a new Gooped. This is it. And yeah, so let me go share it with you guys so that you guys can like, love, and all that type of stuff. And look at that. Did he change his picture back? But that's the picture that it's based on right there, right? I love that. So yeah, he's been Gooped. I do not like this site sometimes, especially when it does that. So yes, really excited about this. And yeah, very early morning conversation talking about this painting and the relevancy and just admiration for what's going on in the community. So Notorious XRP, I'm so happy you are here along with Ali G, and I'm not sure if anybody else has joined, but if you have joined, thank you so much for coming this morning. It was a great show. I'm really happy that we had Stefan here who brings us some of the more development-centric information, and it's great to know that developers believe in what is being built out on the XRP ledger and are involved, engaged, and plugged in with other developers. So with that, I'm going to close this out. I am late. I get to run to the office, run. All right. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. And yeah, if there's something you think I should be talking about tomorrow, definitely tag me and I will look at it. And Nate, I wish you could go to you know, DC FinTech Week, but you know, when Moon, we can go to all the conferences around the globe because I think they'll be amazing. So I hope you have an amazing day. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. And yeah, with that, I'm over, but I'm not out. I still get to go to the office today. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day, everybody. And I'm gonna find the button, the stop streaming button, stop streaming. All right, so I am wondering if this is actually going to work. I'm thinking that I actually messed this late up. And I don't know if it's just going to re-grab the fact that I'm streaming now. Anyways, end stream.